So you're thinking about moving to Leander, Texas? Well, on today's video, I am gonna invite you onto my car, guys, and we're gonna drive all around Leander and show you what it feels like to drive around Leander, show you some of the top neighborhoods, the amenities, and the amazing school district that we have here in Leander, Texas. So get ready and let's go on a driving tour. What's going on, everybody? My name is Julio Monagas here in Austin, Texas. If this is your first time to the channel, bienvenidos to the channel. And yes, hablamos español, así que los podemos ayudar. So today, yeah, guys, let's get going. We are gonna go on a tour of Leander, Texas. Okay, guys, so right now we are on Old 183, or also known as Bell Road, and I'm taking you north on the city. And right here, what you'll find is it's kind of a mixed type of development. So you have some commercial, you have some restaurants, those kinds of things. We're actually approaching the Whitestone area. So we're making our way north, but we're actually coming out of Cedar Park. So imagine Cedar Park is south of us, right, or behind us, and we're heading north into Leander. And we'll be approaching here Whitestone in just a second. Okay, guys, so we're still here on Whitestone Boulevard, and we're going east towards Ronald Reagan, and we're going to get into some of the neighborhoods that you should definitely consider if you're considering moving to Leander. One of the things to notice, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera, is that Leander is still very spacious. So not only in Leander do you get the city feel for the most part. It's still a suburb, so there's not a ton of things to do here in Leander, but one of the major attractions to Leander, one of the things to point out is that it still feels very spacious, and you still get that country feel living in Leander, and a lot of people are attracted to that, besides the lower price compared to Austin. But you also get that country feel, very open. In fact, some of the homes that we're going to show you next are on acreage, right? They're not in your cookie cutter, as some of my clients call it, your cookie cutter neighborhood. They're on acreage, at least 1 acre, half an acre, sometimes even up to 10 acres. But if we pan out here to the right, you even have even more shopping. We have the famous Whataburger. You can recognize it by the orange and white striped roof. And right behind that, we have the famous H-E-B. So right now we have passed a total of 3 H-E-Bs. So, and if you don't know about H-E-B, it's probably the best grocery store in the country, and don't hate on it. Better than Safeway and better than Publix. But just to show you that you are within easy access all around Leander to these stores and these commercial spaces. But also keep in mind, this is a driving tour, and you are expected to be car dependent in Leander as well. So keep that in mind when it comes to moving to Leander. But yeah, up next, we are going to be hitting Ronald Reagan Boulevard, which is a great highway to get in and out of Leander. And we are also going to show you the first stop of some of the neighborhoods that are on acreage lots. All right, guys, so we just came off Ronald Reagan, and we are getting into one of the first neighborhoods that I want to show you. And so this is some of the beauty of living in Leander. We're literally about 5 minutes from H-E-B, and you can get these homes that I'm showing you right now on acreage lots, very well established. Look at all these beautiful trees around you. So you get a sense of living in the country, but you get the amenities nearby. So you get the best of both worlds. You're not out in the boonies, out in the middle of nowhere where you don't have access to anything, right? You get both. You get the country living with the city access to everything that you need. Another thing to point out, the median home price in the Leander, Texas area is around $460,000. That has come up considerably, especially in the last 2 to 3 years with the boom that we've had here in the Austin area. Leander was voted the fastest growing city in 2018 and 2019, so it has seen a lot of growth. So that's something to keep in mind, that, for your budget, you're going to be starting out in the 400s for sure, even for a first-time home buyer. Of course, you do get some homes, right? A smaller home in certain neighborhoods where you can find it for $350,000. Now, when it comes to these homes that we're looking at in these lots, these bigger lots, we're getting into the millions. So we're talking about either 900,000 to almost $2 million, mainly because look at the space, just beautiful, beautiful. I mean, you know, I've come show homes here in the afternoon sometimes, and you get deers walking by, you get all kinds of wildlife, you know, just walking by, which is kind of nice to have. It's also very quiet around here because, again, you don't get the traffic, you don't get the busy type lifestyle that you get in the city. So if you're looking for more space, if you're looking for more privacy, this is something that it is definitely attainable here in the Leander, Texas area. Guys, another thing to keep in mind when it comes to living in these type of communities that are, again, you're very close to the city, but you're still out in the country, quote unquote, is that you're more than likely gonna have to deal with a septic system, meaning you don't have city sewer. So that is something to keep in mind if you're not used to handling a septic. It is always important before you buy a home like this to have it inspected. Obviously, I help you with that, to run all those inspections, but that is something that you'll encounter in these type of communities. Also, you will also encounter potentially not being on city water, and it's a little rare, but you could potentially be getting water from a well. And now when it comes to that, you also have to think about maintenance on the pump, and then also the fact that the water table, depending on where you dig into the dig into the water table, we tend to have droughts in the Austin area, right, in the Central Texas area. So if you don't dig deep down enough, you may run out of water when it comes to getting your water from a well. Obviously, you can always dig further down and then you'll find some water, but it's definitely something to consider. Also, when it comes to these lots, some people, now you're looking at fences right now, right? Very well fenced, but some of these properties, they tend to not put a fence on it, and you can run into some encroachment issues, which, you know, your neighbor could say, hey, this is part of my land, when in reality, that's not the case. So make sure that you look at your survey when you buy these properties and make sure that you know where your property line is, because down, you know, 10, 15 years down the line, you don't want to get into an argument with your neighbor, arguing over whose land it is. So definitely keep in mind when buying these properties. But again, this is one of the, like, check this one out. Look at how beautiful it is. This is one of the cool types of properties that you can find in Leander, where you feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere, but in fact, you're only 5 minutes away from shopping and restaurants. So guys, as we're finishing up showing you these beautiful homes on a lot of space, up next, we're gonna go more into your typical neighborhood, where you do have more amenities for you and the kids, like a pool, you know, and all types of activities. That's another thing to mention when it comes to these neighborhoods, is that you're not gonna have an amenity center or a pool, a community pool, but you do definitely get that privacy. But yeah, up next, let's take you more into a typical neighborhood and see what you think. Okay guys, so we are here back on Ronald Reagan Boulevard. It's one of the newer highways or roads in Leander. And one of the things that you'll find in this eastern part of Leander is that it's very new, and it still feels kind of like out in the country, right? Like a lot of Leander feels like. But the good news in this area is that there's a lot of new development. There's a lot of new options up and down this road, so a lot of new construction. So if you're looking for a new home, which I know a lot of you are, this is definitely a good spot to look for a home, for a new home. Also, I know that I've mentioned it before and in previous videos, but in this market, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, or let's say a second-time home buyer, I believe that the best opportunities are in the new construction space, because builders around the Austin area have definitely stepped up their building, and they're offering you more options. They're also offering you more incentives, such as covering your closing costs, giving you a much lower interest rate than there is on the market right now. But anyways, back to Leander. Here we are, a lot of new development on Ronald Reagan. Like, as you can see to your right, this semi, you know, bringing construction supplies, That is very common to see up and down this area. But I would say that this would be an area to, let's say if you're looking at it more from an investment standpoint, this area is definitely gonna appreciate over time because it's so new. But there's easy access in and out of this area because Ronald Reagan is such a, they did a really good job of building this road with at least 2 lanes going up and down. So up next, I'm just gonna show you one neighborhood, a new neighborhood, one of my favorite neighborhoods here up and down this road, and then we'll go on to the next stop. All right, guys, I hope you're enjoying this video of a driving tour of Leander, Texas. We're here in the middle of these homes on acreage lots. If you want to see more of this content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that bell so that you're alerted when a new video comes out. If you're interested in properties like this, make sure to reach out to the number below and email any time of the day, every single day, and we'd be more than happy to help you relocate to the Austin, Texas area. Let's keep going. All right, guys, so yeah, we're still making our way up Ronald Reagan. Yes, you are always going to be in the car when it comes to driving around Leander, but I wanted to mention a couple of things. Really beautiful scenery, as you can see. 2, cell phone service is very, very spotty around this area if that's something that you should consider. And the reason being, it's just such a new area, right, that I don't think that the signal is very strong around here. So it's just very, very spotty. But yeah, we're almost there. We're making our way to one of the neighborhoods, one of the new construction neighborhoods that I want to show you. Guys, I know I've said it before on my videos, but H-E-B is my favorite grocery store in the whole country. This is a brand new one right here in the North Leander area and Liberty Hill. We'll be making a video about Liberty Hill in the future, and also make sure to check out our Santa Rita Ranch vlog. Beautiful vlog that we made all about Santa Rita Ranch. But this is an H-E-B Plus, brand new H-E-B Plus, beautiful store within 5 minutes from a lot of neighborhoods right off of Ronald Reagan. One of the beautiful things about H-E-B is that they have just about everything. And if you're from Texas, you love their homemade tortillas. Ain't that right, Patrick?
Oh, yeah.
They have these homemade tortillas. If you go in there, it's a beautiful store to begin with, but then also they have these homemade tortillas. They have both flour, and then they have this tortilla called mitad, where they have flour and corn. And it is probably the best tortilla I've ever tasted. But yeah, man, I can't say enough about H-E-B and everything that they have to offer. I know that they also treat their employees very, very well. It's just a big establishment here in the Central Texas area, and it's definitely a spot to check out here in Leander. All right, guys, so here we are right off of Ronald Reagan. This is Bar W Ranch, as you can see from the sign, beautiful sign there. This is one of those neighborhoods that it's kind of your standard, typical neighborhood. The lots are gonna be your standard 45-foot to 60-foot wide lots. So again, because I do have clients from out of town that specifically say that they do not wanna be in this type of neighborhood. So if you don't like being shoulder to shoulder with your neighbor, this isn't the neighborhood for you. However, the location is great. You are only 5 minutes away from the new H-E-B, which is an H-E-B Plus. So that means that you get more stuff in this H-E-B. You also get a Torchy's that's supposed to be coming in. But again, as I'm gonna turn right now, you'll see the space between the homes, right? Not a lot of space. But this is pretty standard here in the Texas area, in the Leander area. And if you don't mind this is a perfect neighborhood. It's a brand new home. You get a lot of value for your money because the homes here are ranging anywhere from the high 300,000s all the way up into the 600,000. The square footage on these homes, they're starting out in the 1,700 square feet and then going all the way up to 3,000 square feet. And that's the max. But you can get up to 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, so perfect for a bigger family. But again, as you get a feel for the neighborhood, it's you're a little bit tighter, 40 to 60 foot wide lots, and a decent sized yard. And again, it depends on the lot too, because you could get a corner lot, you could get a cul-de-sac lot where you get more space. But it's also one of the, and I know that we won't be able to capture this in the camera, but it's pretty hilly, so you get a little bit of the elevation that the hill country in the Leander area has to offer, to where you don't feel so flat, right, like the rest of Texas. And that's something definitely that Leander has to offer, is that you get a little bit better geography, topography, right, a better feel for, especially if you're coming from a state that has mountains. You can definitely get a little bit of a feel of that here in this area. Of course, nothing like Colorado or the Pacific Northwest, but at least you get some elevation. So yeah, guys, this is Bar W. Definitely a good option. I was taking a couple of clients around this neighborhood yesterday, and there's definitely some good deals. Again, the price range is anywhere from the high 300s all the way up into the 600,000. All right, guys, so we're back to more of the central area of Leander, the older part of Leander. And here, what I want to show you is the kind of the quaint downtown. It's not a big downtown, but it has some of the things to offer you. Like, for example, to our right here, as we pan out, you'll see this food trailer park where you have a lot of options for food. And then as we make our way, whoops, I actually went too far. I want to show you one of my favorite spots in Leander, which is Casa Costa Bake Shop. And yes, we are going in reverse right now. But here to your right, as we turn left, is the Casa Costa Bake Shop, right in the middle of downtown Leander. Really, really beautiful spot, really quaint. They remodel an older home and made it into a bake shop. Really good treats in this place. So you can come out here an afternoon. We spent some time here a couple of months back, and we met the owner. It is mother and daughter owned and women owned, and they have some great treats. Highly recommended to come check it out. But yeah, this is some of the downtown here in Leander. It's not huge, and I think it's in big development. I think more and more commercial space is going to come, so it's going to make it more of an attraction. But they do have a farmer's market, I believe, every week. And then they have other events for the kids. They have a few festivals, 4th of July, Halloween, and obviously for Christmas and things like that. But really cute, little downtown. It's quiet. Not a whole lot going on, but again, that's the whole feel and lifestyle of Leander. It's more of a country, quiet, small town feel. So yeah, that's downtown Leander for you guys. Up next, guys, we're gonna talk about this amazing school district. This is just one of the schools, one of the many schools here in Leander. They actually have 2 high schools. This is one of their elementary schools, but one of the things that attracts a lot of people to this area is the highly ranked school districts in Leander. In fact, it's one of the top ranked school districts in all of the Austin and Central Texas area. I believe that there is not a single school that is ranked lower than an A. But remember, when it comes to school districts, always do your own due diligence, and we will refer to it below in the description. We usually use either texasschools.org or niche.com to find the rankings of these schools. But again, that is definitely something to highlight, that the Leander ISD is one of the top school ranked districts in the area. All right, guys, so I hope you really enjoyed that video of a driving tour of Leander, Texas. Leave a comment below if I missed anything or if I potentially got anything wrong. I really appreciate the feedback. And also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell and give us a thumbs up. It really helps us to the channel, and make sure that you're liking these types of content. And of course, if you're in the exploration stage, you're not really sure where to move here in the Austin area, and you are considering Leander, Texas, make sure to give us a call or send us an email or shoot us a text to the info below. and we will be more than happy to help you any time of the day, every single day, nights and day and weekends. We love what we do, and we'd be more than happy to help you through the process. Again, my name is Julio Monagas here in the Austin, Texas area. Si hablo español y lo podemos ayudar. Until next time, adiós.